Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Wednesday. Okay, so I'm getting started a little bit earlier today on the vlog than I usually do. I've been starting the vlog so late that my night has gotten later and later because once the vlog is done, then I go inside and I render it, and then that usually takes about a half an hour. During that time, I hang out with Alex and the dogs, and then I change, and then I go on my walk. But because it's been getting so dark earlier, I am like, which I really don't mind, but I like to walk when it's still a little bit light outside. It's been so dark my last couple walks that I'm coming home and it's like dark, and then I'm so tired when I come home. I'm like, eating and then like taking a shower and taking a nap, and before I know it, it just seems like the night's going like that. So today I am trying to get to my vlog a little bit sooner. It is currently 4:13 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. I ran around with Caroline today, and neither one of us had a whole lot of stuff to do. So I got back a little bit earlier than I usually do, and so I was like, okay, I was thinking about, honestly, just doing my vlog today. You guys know how hard that is for me to do. So I was like, I think I'm just gonna do my vlog today. So every day I make a list of like, all the videos that I'm gonna do for tomorrow, if I was gonna film a video for every channel. But I don't always end up, like filming on all the channels, obviously. So I got home, and what's so funny is, I almost kind of have to talk myself into stopping, because once I get started, then I just love it. I just love filming videos that once I get started, I'm kind of like on a roll. So I got home and I was like looking at my list, and I was like, okay, well, let's film a drama video. Well, I did my haul first from going shopping. It was a completely different haul today because I didn't get any groceries or any of that kind of stuff. I'll tell you guys what we did in a second. But anyway, so I got home and I was like, okay, I did the haul, then I was uploading the haul, and then I was like, I'm gonna film a drama video, and I think it was like 34 minutes long. Then I took the dogs outside, and then I was like playing with them inside for a little bit, and then I texted Alex and I was like, do you know what time you're gonna be home? And he said, or what time you're gonna get done today, because I was like, okay, I'll film until he gets home and then I'll start my vlog. And he texted me and he was like, he'll probably be done between 4:30 and 5, likely 5 o'clock. So with traffic, he should be home between 5:30 and 5:45, depending on traffic, he said. And he said, if I end up leaving by 4:30, I'll text you. And I was like, okay. I said, I'm probably going to start vlogging right away, because I was like, I want to go on my walk like as soon as he gets home tonight, because I want to be able to walk early tonight. Plus, Caroline just finished listening to The Intruder by Frida McFadden, and she said it was so good. I'm listening to it, but I'm not that far into it because I've been listening to music while I walk. And so, this guy is like walking down the street. He is like on this phone, like he's like, I was like, what's he talking about? So anyway, and then Tanya read it, and she said it was really, really good too. Everybody that I've heard that's read The Intruder by Frida McFadden has loved it. So, and I really like want to get on my walk tonight. Caroline was like, every time she would stop it, she was like, I couldn't wait till like my next free moment to like get back in the car and listen to it. Or like, she was like, when I got up this morning, I just wanted to like listen to the end of it and all this kind of stuff. So I really want to like take my walk and listen to The Intruder tonight. I'm really excited about that. Plus, it is it's cloudy, but it's like a beautiful fall day. It is like, it's cooler today. The temperature is, I think it was only supposed to get up to like 71 or 72, but when I checked the temperature earlier, it was like 64 or something. Yeah, it says it's 70, but it feels cooler than that. Actually, I just have this t-shirt on and shorts, and I have these plastic sandals on. My my old gray plastic Birkenstocks. And when I walked out, Caroline's like, do you think you're gonna be too cold? And I was like, no, because I'd rather just be comfortable in the car and stuff like that. When we were walking around Costco and places, I was freezing today. I was like, I wish I had a coat. So anyway, so then when Alex said what time he was going to be home, it was at that point, it was like, I think it was like 3:15, 3:30. I was like, well, I'll do a Peterisms video. I was going to do a Peterisms video and a book video and a movie video. And so I went upstairs to go do those 3 videos. And I got done with my Peterisms video. And I was like, you still have to make the thumbnails. You still have to upload these. I was like, just do that stuff and then get your vlog early. Then you'll be done with your vlog by like 5:15, 5:30. You can take your walk early, as soon as Alex comes in, you can go on your walk, and then you have the whole night to read. And because I haven't been reading as much late at night, because by the time that like I get up and get the dogs settled, they run around like crazy, and then I take them out a couple times, and by the time that they're like kind of relaxed and settled down where I can read, then I'm kind of like just ready to watch shows. So I haven't been reading as much this week as I usually do. So just don't have any coffee today because I had coffee with Caroline. And I just got this is my one of our 300 hot box pizza cups. We don't collect them, but if you have a hot box pizza around you, I think they're in, well, it says on here where they are. I think it's like Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Yeah, this is all the places in Indiana. I don't know where else. Are they just in Indiana? Maybe I think they're in Ohio and Kentucky too. But anyway, if you order a drink from Hot Box Pizza, it comes in one of these plastic cups. And so they have like Halloween cups, holiday cups, glow-in-the-dark cups. So people just keep them. We have literally, if I had to guess, okay, we have like 4 rows of probably like 8 or 10. So we have probably like 35 or 40 of these inside. We need to get rid of some of them. And we always have 2 out next to like the sink because these are like our drinking glasses. But we don't. Alex refuses to drink tap water. He has like the big pure tank in the fridge, and then right next to it is my pour gallon of the purified water or whatever. Anyway. So yeah, so that was my day when I got home today. Ran around with Caroline. I wasn't entirely sure when I was out. I was like, maybe I should just like take a day off and just vlog and whatever. But when I got home, I was like, no, it's like early enough. I'm going to film these videos. So I did. But anyway, so that's kind of why I stopped when I did. I wanted to do my Alex Cross reaction to the Alex Cross books because I got those done a while ago. Well, before I started the Frida McFadden book. So this weekend sometime I finished, I think it was, I don't know what day it was. I finished the last September Alex Cross book. So I wanted to do that video, but I also wanted to do, well, I've got to get these Frida McFadden books done because for the Cozy Book Club that I started, Cozy Mystery Book Club that I started last month on the BookTube channel, I have 4 Richard Osman books to listen to for the Thursday Murder Club, and I'm really excited to read them, but the guy from the Villages is driving by right now on his bike with his 2 big flags up in the back. I'm really excited to listen to those, but like I've got to get on those. So I think like the James Patterson books, I might wait because there's a lot of other books that I want to read and listen to during the month of October. So I might save the James Patterson to like the first week of November and just bump those out in November, like the first week of November. I've been kind of behind the last couple months. The further you get in the series, I wouldn't say I'm over it. Like, if it were up to me, like, and I wasn't doing the read-along, I would still read them because I've read so many of them now that I just want to finish the series. Well, it's not conclusive. Like, he's just put a book out. I think it comes out this month. So it's not conclusive. Like, he's going to continue to put books out. The woman that, like, colors her hair a lot and changes her hair color, she just walked by. Her hair is always so pretty. It's always, like, some bright color. I think it's the same as, it's like this really bright burgundy right now. She always has a hat on over it, but I think it was like purple like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. This is where, like, my friend and I in college, we used to play, like, instant history. Like, I'm like, she's a hairstylist. Because she's always constantly changing her. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But her hair is, and it's always vibrant. Like, it was just done, too. Anyway, so the James Patterson, the Alex Cross books, like, I'm really glad that we did the series. Like, it's really fun. Mel and I talk about him a lot. But, like, as you get further in the series, well, it was interesting. I was talking to Mel because, like, his kids are older now. Like, and Alex Cross's kids are older. Like, I think Damon's in college and Janie is, like, she's, like, running cross-country or track in high school in the last one. Both kids, like, of course, had, like, recruiters looking for them that they could go to any college that they wanted to for athletics. And then his youngest son, Ali, is, like, super, super smart. But he also has his own line of books that come out where he's like a detective, like Alex Cross, but they're for kids. So, like, people were speculating that that's why he has such a heavy part in the last, but he gets kidnapped in the last book. But as the books go on, like, they're just kind of so, like, the storylines are very repetitive, which is interesting to me because when you, like, I almost picked up I actually took a picture of it at Costco today. I don't know if it's its newest one out. I almost bought this James Patterson book today at Costco. It's called The Picasso Heist. It's written with Howard Rohan. The chapters are really short. It's hardback. First of all, I don't love hardback books. That's one of the reasons why. And it was $18, and it's going to be paperback and half the price in like 3 months. So I didn't buy it. But it's about like some famous French painting is like stolen from the Louvre, and then it's like hanging in this like, I don't know, like this house in like the south of France or something. And then it has to do with like mobsters and like people trying to like get this painting or something. I don't know. But anyway, the chapters are really short. I do love the shortness of the chapters of James Charles. I love the shortness of the chapters of James Charles' book that he hasn't written. I love the shortness of the chapters of James Patterson's. See, people want me to start doing the beauty influencer drama again, and when I do it, then it's like they're in my head, right? But the James Patterson books are, like, the chapters are like 2 to 3 pages, so you can, like, whip through, like, 10 chapters. So I do like that about him. But, like, all his different storylines are so different that, like, in the Alex Cross storyline, it's like, I don't know if he does it because I feel like I'm talking to people that have read the book. So if you haven't read the books, it's probably, if you've read some of the early ones, it'll make sense. I feel like he's writing to an audience that liked certain storylines. Like, if you read Along Came a Spider, which is like the first one, he kind of repeats that, like, with the kid, so it's a kidnapping. He repeats that Along Came a Spider storyline like 3 times throughout the series. Like, this is now like the 3rd time or 4th time that it's been done. Almost identical. And they even reference back to Gary Sanji, who was like the kidnapper at the time. They like reference it back. The other thing is like different like people come up again and again and again. Like Kyle Craig, that was like the director of the FBI that he worked under, then ended up becoming like this mastermind serial killer. Like, now it's like, is this person really dead? Is he not really dead? It's like, can you not come up with new storylines? Like, to be honest with you at this point, there are some, like, if I were James Patterson and I wanted to keep this story, like these books alive, like, there are some things I would do. Like, I would have him move. Like, I would have him move cross country and change to like a different location. He's been like in Washington, D.C. forever. I don't know. It's just like, and the other thing is this, is that the early books of Alex Cross, like Mel and I kind of laugh about it, but it's hard to read them. Like the show, if you watch the show Cross on Amazon Prime, it's fantastically done. And it's not like this at all. But the books are a little, like, they're a little misogynist. I mean, kind of, like they have a lot of, like, strong female characters, but it's always, like, either a partner or, like, a girlfriend of Alex Cross's. And, like, the first, I would say, like, 10 or 15 books. Well, first he's, like, with this woman named Christine, and that's when they have their son. And that's Ollie. And then he's like older now, and he's the one that's like super smart and reading Stephen Hawking's books at like 9 years old and stuff. They haven't talked about her in like 4 or 5 books, and she had custody, and then like at the end of one book, she just like gave them custody. It's like stuff like that. Like they invest a lot in the personal stories, and all of a sudden it's like you don't really even know what happened. And so now he lives with her and his grandmother, that if you really tracked time, Nana Mama is probably like 125. Like, literally. Like, I mean, these books have been going on forever. And so, and she's been in the hospital like 11 or 12 times. She won the Powerball. Like, they never said how much money she won. And then it's like, it just goes on to the next book, and there's like really no discussion about it. Like, they reference it every once in a while, like Nana Mama won the Powerball. But like, she won some huge amount of money, and like their life didn't change at all. Like, it's just kind of stuff like that kind of irritates me. It's like, you're not really invested. Like, you got us invested in your characters. Don't you think we want to know how much Nana Mama... Why didn't you just put a price tag on it and say how much she won and how their life has changed and things like that, you know? And did he quit his job? So, Christine was like... So, his wife... The whole book series starts because his wife, Maria, was murdered. And then he gets with Christine. And then, because of his job, then he and Christine break up, and she moves to the West Coast. They share custody, and now he has full custody. And then, like, there's, like, probably 10 books where, like, every book, it's, like, Alex Cross is, like, the sex beast that every woman wants. Even when he's dating people, it's, like, everywhere he goes, like, women hit on him. It's weird. Like, even, like, he's in, like, a prison. I can't remember what country it is. It's when he goes to Africa. And he's, like, in a prison. And he gets hit on by this, like... It's just, like, it's always he's getting hit on. And then they play this, like, sexy time music in the Audible version. It's real bad. But then he meets Bree, who's his wife now. And Bree is also a police detective. But ever since he, like, started dating Bree... And, like, since he married Bree... I'm like, are he and Bree married? Why can't I think if they're married or not? I think they're... I'm almost 100% sure. John, his partner and his childhood friend, is married to Billy. And then, is he married? I feel like, yes, he's married to Bree. Okay, so, like, ever since he's gotten with Bree, there's no, like, sexy time music. There's no dates. Like, they don't go on dates. Like, and, like, the last book that I read, she was more heavily involved, and, like, because he didn't want police chief, so she got police chief. But it's always like that. Like, it wasn't like she got picked first. It was always like everybody wanted Alex Cross, but he didn't want the job, so then Bree got the job. And since she got the job, he was kind of under her a little bit. I don't know. It just reads weird to me when I read them sometimes. And it's like ever since, like, she's moved into the house and, like, they got married or whatever, it's like, now we don't. They did get married because they went on a honeymoon. The whole family came on the honeymoon with them. Ever since they got married and she moved in, it's like we don't ever talk about Alex Cross, like, any of his... Like, they don't ever talk about, like, him and Bree having, like, a sexy date or anything. But that was, like, heavy on the books early on. I almost kind of wonder if, like some of the book reviews back in the day were like, we don't care about the sex life of Alex Cross, and so he just married him to Bree, and then, I don't know. But anyway, I'm ready for the series to be over, in all honesty. Like, I'm glad that we read them, and I will continue to read each one that comes out. That's why I wanted to do it, because I wanted to do a series a year, and so then when the new books come out, I'm like, oh, because, like, the Misfortune books, like, I've loved having read all the Misfortune books, and, you know, right now she's on hiatus because her husband passed away. But, like, when the next one, like, Mel just finished the last one that's out. I think there's like 32 or 33 of them out. I love having read a whole series and you get excited about the next one coming out. It's why I picked the Richard Osman books for the Thursday Murder Club, or for the Cozy Mystery Book Club, because the 5th book just came out this month, or last month. So when the 6th one comes out, we'll all read it together on the Cozy Mystery. It'll be fun, you know? I think I have the next series picked out. It's not a brand new series, but I think I have the next series picked out. I'm really excited about it. The books are short, so it'll be easy to read, but I wanted to read a Christmas series, and I just was like, I'm kind of, honestly, I would like to read... Cozy mysteries are great, but I don't know that I would ever want to, like, people reread some of these Cozy Mystery series over and over again. I mean, they're fun to read, but I don't, like, a lot of the series are so similar that I don't know that I would want to read a series all over again. I just pick a different series with different characters. Like, the storylines are so similar in so many different Cozy Mystery series. I have to do a little bit more research. Like, the Jacqueline Frost books, if you like Cozy Mysteries, or you like mysteries at all, and you want to read specifically, like, Christmas-related books, and you've never read a Jacqueline Frost book, the 5th one comes out this month. So her books are all about this woman that moves back home. I think it's like Vermont or something like that. And her parents own a Christmas tree farm. And so it's like they do all these, like, people come there from all over the East Coast to do, like, they do, like, these reindeer games for, like, a whole week. And there's always, like, a murder mystery that happens around it. I think the last book was around, like, a performance of the Nutcracker, if I remember correctly. Maybe that's a different book I'm thinking of. But no, I think it's that one. But anyway, I love those books so much. And she releases one a year at Christmas time. I think she writes under a pseudonym, so she probably writes, like, Jacqueline Frost in their Christmas books. But I think, because she lost her publisher for a while, and then people were like, they didn't know if she was going to continue to publish. I don't know if she's if she's independently publishing now or not. But I think the first one is called The 12 Sleighs of Christmas. You can put it into Goodreads. You can Google search it, Jacqueline Frost, or the Christmas Tree Farm Mysteries, and it'll pull them up in order. And just look it up and see book 1. And that's where I would start. You have to start with book 1 or they won't make sense to you. But the romance is like, it's real light. It's like, cozy mysteries never have like explicit sex. The violence, the murders aren't even explicit in them. But those books are actually, like, as far as mysteries, they're kind of scary. They're a little bit scary. There's like one of hers, like when she's in a cabin, because she lives, at one point she moves like, so her parents have like a hotel, and it's like the Noel Inn or something. Everything's Christmas. Like her mom's best friend, her name is Cookie Cutter. Like all the names, but they explain why. It's not just like random. But like all this stuff is all to do with Christmas. It's so cute. And so they own this hotel, and then she moves out of the hotel into like a cabin out back at some point. That book was the one that was the scariest to me. But if anybody knows of a cozy mystery series, I'm sure there's more than just that one that's like, oh my God, all these people are like running today. There are so many people running in this neighborhood that I have never seen before today. Like, I mean, it is like people are out running today. Running, not just walking, running. 2 people just ran by and while I was talking about this silly book series. It's good though. I need to put a list together of like my favorite Christmas books that I recommend. The other one that I always think of when people, well, The Christmas Train by David Baldacci. But the other one that I love, it's considered a young adult book. The Afterlife of, is that what it's called? It's so good, and somebody recommended it to me. Here it is. And I was like, this looks so cheesy to me. The Afterlife of Holly Chase. This is what it looks like. And it's by Cynthia Hand. On Christmas Eve 5 years ago, keeps on going down. On Christmas Eve 5 years ago, 17-year-old Holly Chase was visited. She's real rich. She was visited by 3 ghosts. It's all around like the Christmas Carol. By 3 ghosts who showed her how selfish and spoiled she become. They tried to convince her to mend her ways. She didn't, and then she died. Now she's stuck working for their top secret company, Project Scrooge, as their latest ghost of Christmas past. So far, Holly's afterlife has been miserable. But this year, Scrooge is different. This year, Scrooge might change everything. The Afterlife of Holly Chase is a witty, poignant, and insightful novel about life, love, and seizing second or third chances. Perfect for readers who loved Before I Fall or Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, which was by David Levithan. And I love David Levithan, and I think that's why I ended up reading it. It is such a great book, you guys. I really, really liked it. The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. It's like a young adult book, but it doesn't read as just, hey, how are you? It doesn't just read as a young adult book. It's about this girl that dies. She dies right at the beginning of it. And she doesn't really, like, understand at first until she's working for this thing called Project Scrooge. And what it is that it's basically like if, like, you know in the Christmas Carol when, like, 3 ghosts, like the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future come to visit, like, Ebenezer Scrooge. It's like that, but, like, every year they pick somebody else. So there's, like, real ghost, like, she's a ghost. But, like, they're on this project, and they pick somebody, and she's, like, the ghost of Christmas past, and she's pissed about it. It's so good, you guys, because she doesn't think it's an important role. So, oh my God, there's this guy's running down the street over here. Anyway, now this is going to make me feel like I should be running when I really just enjoy walking. But I'm just going to keep walking. My goal was that I was going to start running. But then my doctor was like, I think walking is just as healthy. A couple people have told me that. So there's just something about running. Like my dad and my stepmom were runners for so many years. There's just something about running to me that makes it look like, it just looks more athletic than walking. Oh my God, you guys, speaking of my walks, can I just tell you, what is today? October 15th. I told Caroline this today, and she goes, and they wouldn't even let you go in the pool. Everything to do with the pool, other than the furniture being put away, is still there. I could not believe it when I walked by there last night, okay? Now, when I say this, and I know that there's people that work for pool companies, I understand what you're saying about that they keep the pool water in there and all year round. Okay, I've seen it when they close it. They keep like not a little bit, like an inch, but I would say they keep, you know, several feet of water in there. But then they always take out the railing going down the steps into the shallow end, and then there's a ladder, a metal ladder in the deep end. They always take those two out, and they put a blue tarp with these black things going over it. They put it over the entire pool, okay? We had to close the pool. I've talked to enough people now because for the pool company on their schedule, they already had us scheduled. To take us off that schedule and move us to a different date would have cost us $600 more for 2 more weeks. That's why they closed down the pool on the 1st of September. It is October 15th, and they have still not closed. The pool company has still not closed down the pool. Like, the ladder is still on the deep end of the pool, and the gate going down. I mean, there's nothing been done to the pool since September 1st when they put the chain around it. We could have been going to the pool all the days in September. And they have all the chemicals that we bought because we have them for years. There is so much. I wish I could tell you guys, but I'm going to have to wait till after the annual meeting. There is so much going on in this neighborhood right now, you guys, when it comes to, like, I mean, like, okay, so we were at Costco today, and my neighbor across the street, the gardener, she was like, don't forget, you got to put your voting ballot in and all this kind of stuff. Because I guess, like, I thought the elections were, like, in November. I guess they're, like, next week. So we have to put our ballots in by tomorrow, okay? In the last, I would say, 2 days, like, if I'm out there, like, with the dogs and their leashes and stuff like that, people are like, who are you voting for? And, like, don't do this and don't, like, they don't say don't do this. They'll say, like, you should really consider. Like, and I'm like, I don't even understand some of what they're talking about, but it's like this big deal because they're, like, really, like, trying to change the board or something like that. I don't even know half the people that are running for the board. Like, I've never even heard their names in this neighborhood. Like, and it says on there because, like, they have bios. So they send us this huge packet of information, okay? And it's like, Judy Smith is running for, but you don't know what position. So, like, they don't have enough people to fill the positions on the board. I'm not running for the board, so don't even mention that. Okay, I'm not. My neighbor, pool crew lady number 1 across the street, she was on the board, and she's like, Peter, don't do it. It'll drive you crazy. Like, and I trust her opinion. She was like, it's Good Samaritan kind of stuff in the neighborhood, but listen, she's like, I did my 2 years, I'll never do it again. She was like, it's the same people. All they want to do is sit there for like 5 or 6 hours and just talk about the most meaningless. She's like, it's just, they just fight and argue over all this just petty stuff. She's like, it'll drive you crazy. So no, I'm not being on the board. But it, like, they put out bios, okay? Well, there's not even enough people running. I don't understand. So this is where I'm confused about it, okay? Because they're talking about, like, a quorum of voters, and all people are, that's the word they keep on using. Like, if there's, like, not enough votes, then we'll get to, like, nominate people or something. I don't even understand it, okay? So anyway, and then there was people that want to be nominated. I'm like, why don't they just run? There's not enough people to even fill the board, so just, they're going to all be voted in. But if they all get voted in, then it's like the same 6 people that have been running the board for, like, the last 15 years or something like that. But the bios, okay, crack me up because it's like Judy Smith and then, like, well, there's like 2 people running that I don't know who they are. So I don't know, they'll probably get on the board. But, like, because one of them, the woman's, like, in her name. Oh, my one friend is running for it, though. I'll definitely be voting for her. The chocolate beer lady, I'll definitely be voting for her. But I got to email that tonight. I got to get that done. Alex, he don't even care. He'll be like, vote for who you want to vote for. But anyway, next, it'll say, like, Judy Smith. And it'll be like, it'll say in parentheses next to her name, like, resident for, like, 1.5 years or something like that. And then it'll say, before moving into the community, Judy was an elementary school teacher for 32 years at such and such school. She's been married for 15 years and widowed for 15 years. She has 3 it tells you, like, everything about them. Like, what does that have anything to do with know about the board? But I'm so nosy that I read those. That's the only thing I love about the election is that you get to read all these bios about these people. I live for it so much. So anyway, we were at Costco today. My neighbor, the gardener, is she home yet? Yeah. Because I asked her if she was going to be home later. I was going to tell her. Because this woman on the street yesterday, I think it was after I got done with my vlog, she stopped me again about this election. So I was asking her because I said, so anyway, we were at Costco and I was so freezing cold in the deli section. I was looking at the books and my neighbor was in there. I run into her all the places, Trader Joe's, Costco. And I said, you need to quit. Oh, is that Steve the squirrel? Oh, Steve the squirrel. He's in her yard over there. Anyway, oh my God, yesterday there was a huge cardinal right out here. I still put some food on the ground and stuff like that, even though I don't have my bird feeders up here. I'm not people have asked me why I haven't put the bird feeders up. I'm trying not to attract, because at night I take the dogs out. I'm trying to do leash training and stuff. If the tree is filled with a lot of birds, they make noise. Walter he gets real nervous. And so if he hears something, he's like, when you're trying to like potty train dogs, if they get distracted, they won't eliminate, okay? So like every distraction, they hear anything. I mean, their hearing is like that. They hear anything on the, like Walter is like, he'll start to poop and then he hears a bird. He's like, and he's done. Like the pooping's over. So like, then we got to, stand out there for another 20 minutes. So anyway, I am so ready for the back door. The camera stopped. I am so ready for the back door to be fixed, because Alex was like, well, we can take them out in the backyard and they can run around there like Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee did. I'm really ready for that. So anyway, so the reason I haven't put the bird feeders up yet is because, number one, the raccoons that I haven't seen since they were coming over here and I took the pictures of them and stuff like that. But also because of the coyotes. Because when I was reading online, and I haven't seen the coyotes either since the night that they were in her driveway, and what was that, a month ago or so? But it said if, like, you have, like, what attracts bird feeder, or coyotes. Bird feeders was one of the things that attracts coyotes. The other thing was, like, trash being left out and stuff like that. It was like, make sure your trash is tied up, and which ours always says. But anyway, so that's why I haven't put the bird feeders out yet. I've been wanting to for fall and winter, and I just haven't yet. Because I'm like, I would really like Walter and Otis to be a little bit more trained. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be out there with them on leashes and run into, like, definitely not a coyote. That would scare the hell out of me, and definitely them. But anyway, so I will be putting them back up, but I don't know when. And at this point, it might be next spring. I really wanted to, like, well, through the winter, the wildlife is still around. I just don't see it around here a lot. And with the snow, when it snows, you can see the footprints and stuff like that from wildlife. I don't see a lot of it in our yard. So maybe in winter, because like when I read the Margaret Wrinkle book, it talked a lot about like you got to put the bird baths out and stuff like that. So when it really gets cold, I probably will put some of that stuff out there. But I won't be putting all the bird feeders until next spring or summer. But I'm not done. I mean, I think people think I'm like done with the bird feeders and stuff. I have them like carefully put away in this crate in the garage, and I'm saving all that stuff. So yeah, they're going to go back out there. But I just want Walter and Otis trained before we do all that. So... and like next year, when the back door is fixed, I'll probably take them out back more than out here, because when people walk by and people drive by, they get so distracted that it just like doubles the time of the potty training and stuff like that, because they're like constantly like this. If you've ever potty trained puppies, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, and you'll even read online, it'll say like, if they get distracted from eliminating, they must stay outside until they eliminate, which is the word they use online. All my friends think that's funny because I've been explaining it to everybody. But anyway, last night there was like this like big plump cardinal out there eating off the ground, because I still put some food down there on the ground. That's why I started saying all that. It was so pretty. I haven't seen a lot of cardinals around here recently. It was so pretty. Now, there's some birds living up in the tree, because when we're out here at night, you can hear them like flying up. Walter gets real nervous about it. I just don't pay it any mind whatsoever, but you can hear them, and you can kind of hear them like, making bird noises and stuff like that. But they're real high up in the tree. So anyway, yeah. And then, so tonight, when I get done with my vlog, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to render the vlog depending on what time I get it done. And then get my other videos up. My other videos, well, my drama video is uploading right now. My haul, I think I have it scheduled. And my Peterisms video, I have to post it when I get done with it. It's already uploaded. So yeah, I filmed those 3 videos and then my vlog. So I filmed 4 videos today. So when I get done, I'm going to go on my walk. I am really craving pasta tonight. So I think I might... This is where I'm like, no, just stick to being healthy. But I'm really craving like pasta. And you know what's so crazy about it is, I'm not like a typical just like spaghetti person. Like Alex loves like, I won't even pronounce it right, spaghetti bolognese. He loves it with big mushroom or big, we're having pasta on Saturday night. at our friend's farm. He loves, like, anywhere, like, if I get Cheesecake Factory or whatever. I haven't gotten cheesecake in a while. Cheesecake Factory. Oh, that sounds good, too. I'm feeling like a warm, comfy meal tonight. Like, this is going to sound crazy, but if I wasn't a vegetarian, like meatloaf. Like, that kind of cozy kind of meal. Like, meatloaf and, like, vegetables and, like, big rolls or garlic bread. Like, that sounds good to me. Not necessarily chili or soup or anything like that. Doesn't really sound good to me. I don't know, just like something hearty, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm thinking I want to DoorDash something tonight, and I was thinking about like, well, like Alex, so like if I order Cheesecake Factory or anything, he'll be like, oh, can you get me like the spaghetti and meatballs? Oh my God, Steve was over in the driveway, now he's in the middle of the street. Now he's going over, okay. It's probably 5 different Steves. But anyway, I do miss that. I will say that, like, for next spring, sitting out here, like, I'm ready to have the bird feeders back out again so that, like, the regular birds and whatever come back. But you know what's weird is, I mean, I walk almost every single night, and I haven't seen ducks, I haven't seen geese. Like, that one day, I don't know if they were flying through and they were migrating, but that one day that I took pictures, did I put them up on my Instagram or did I don't know, maybe I showed them on the vlog. But that one day, the ducks came through and I took pictures of them and I was like, oh, they're gonna be back to stay. That was the one day that they're, maybe the next day, I don't know, but like, I mean, it was like 1 or 2 days max. The geese, I have not seen them. I hear birds all the time. Caroline and I saw a hawk. She said it like scooped down and got a oh, I have to tell you guys about this. She was like, oh, it got a mouse or something. I looked over at it. I saw the hawk sitting there. I go, it has nothing in its mouth. She goes, no, it got a mouse. I go, Caroline, I go, well, I wish I would get the mouse in our kitchen. Okay, so, oh, shoot. You know what? That was something I wanted to get today. I wanted to get cheese because we have these humane, those, you guys know what I'm talking about, the humane traps that you take them outside. That's what we used before with the mice in the kitchen. It's so weird to me that, unless I just didn't notice it, the whole time that Boo, like when Boo was alive, that was when we had the mouse in the kitchen. I think it's because it's getting colder. It's like one mouse. It's not like mice. It's like one mouse because, so anyway, when Boo was alive, do you remember I would see it? I could see it, like, run across in the kitchen. There's only, like, certain cabinets it can go in, though, because I know that. And it's the cabinets that have, like, piping going out the back of it. It's, like, where this, like, under the sink, and then the one next to it, which is also the drawer on top of it, which is where I kept my coffee K-Pods. And so sometimes I would go in there, and, like, each one, I don't know what about the coffee. I have no idea what the coffee is about with mice, but, like, I would go in there and I would have to throw out like 6 K-Pods because each of them would be busted open. Like that mouse had gone through there. So it's been a couple nights that like Walter gets really scared. Like he'll all of a sudden just like wake up. Otis doesn't really hear it, which is interesting to me. But Walter like wakes up and he hears it and he like looks in the kitchen. Well, I think it's like Alex, because Alex sometimes when he's asleep will come downstairs and get like a glass of water or something like that. So I always think it's like Alex coming downstairs. So I don't really think much about it. Well, the other night, he, like, was really nervous. And then he, like, jumped off. Because, like, by the time I'm watching shows and stuff like that, they, like, are next to me. And they're, like, sleeping on the ottoman in the chair and stuff. They kind of go back and forth. And so he, like, perked up. Walter perked up and he got real nervous. Last night, he jumped off. And so, and then he, like, was in the kitchen. He was doing something in the kitchen. I couldn't figure out what he was doing. And so I took my AirPod out and I paused the show. And I just sat there and listened. And then I heard something, and I looked, and he was standing right there, because I thought, is he scratching at something? It was real light. And so then he looked at me like he was really scared, so I picked him up and I put him back on the chair, and I just sat there and listened, and then I heard it, and it was like, it was real light, it was like, and I was like, what is that? I mean, I knew immediately that it was, oh, Alex just texted me. I knew immediately, I was like, oh, this is a mouse. Again, it's always around this time of year. Alex said I should make a video about Kim Kardashian's new... I'll talk about that. I was going to make my video tomorrow. Hold on a second. Anyway. So. I want to... He must not have even left work yet if he's texting me about that. Are you still at work? So anyway, I go in the kitchen, okay? And I'm walking real light, like total detective, okay? And I'm standing, because what I figured out is the mouse is getting something in the trash, okay? Because our trash can, we have a real small trash can. The only place to keep a trash can in our kitchen is underneath the sink, okay? So we have a real small trash can there, like with a trash bag. So I'm like literally outside the cabinet, and I can hear it. And I can hear that it's kind of like scraping on like metal or something. Like not metal, but like aluminum foil, it sounds like. I'm like, what is in the trash can this mouse is getting into? So I like real quick and I open, I'm like, I think, and I'm so like, I'm in a cat, this mouse is gonna be like looking up at me, right? And I like swing open the door and like, there's of course nothing there. But what was interesting was, because our trash can was about half full, was that on the right to our trash can, okay, so underneath our sink is like very, very organized, like very organized. Like we have like 2 hand soaps that I bought. We have like the planks, we have like the dishwashing detergent. It's like very organized underneath our sink. So right next to it was one of the K-Pod things that I'd used. So I haven't been keeping them in the drawer. I've been keeping them in the closet. The mice never get in the pantry. I don't know why. I don't know if they don't have a way to get in there when they've gotten in there in the past. Everybody in our neighborhood has talked about mice. One night I was talking about the mole, my neighbor's mole, and then I never finished that story. So I'll tell you the story about the mole, because somebody's like, finish the story about the mole. There really wasn't much to the mole story. I just was talking to her and she was like, so because of the lakes and because of a lot of the trees and stuff like that, we do have a lot of wildlife. The neighbor, like everybody in this neighborhood talks about mice in their house, especially in the winter and the fall. They'll talk about bugs in the summer in the house, like spiders. Oh my God, the stink bugs. There's a lot of stink bugs in the houses around here. But more on the lake is where they get like the rodents and stuff. And they'll see like snakes up on their patio and stuff like that. To be honest with you, I'm not scared of any of that stuff. It doesn't scare me. I just don't really like, first of all, with the dogs around, I don't, whatever. It surprises me that the mice are not scared of Walter and Otis, or they weren't scared of Boo Radley. They're like, usually if you have like dogs or cats, like they don't like, you don't usually, you know what I mean? But like, it seems like when we've had dogs is when we've had mice in the house. I don't know if it's because it's getting colder or whatever. But anyway, so I've been keeping my coffee just in the boxes, and like when I want a K-Pod coffee, I just go into the box. Sometimes some of the boxes I keep in the garage, so I'll like, and they're all sealed up out there, and so like I'll go out there and I'll bring like 4 in, and then I'll use those for like the next 2 days, and I just keep them like on a shelf, like the 4 different, like the K-Cups themselves, because they don't get into our pantry. They never have gotten to our pantry. I don't know why. Well, like years and years and years ago, when we kept the dog food on the, I mean, this was like year 1 that we lived in here. I don't even know how it happened. It may have happened actually in the garage, because we kept it in the garage and then we moved it to the pantry. And like we stopped using the dry food and we had like a clip on top of it. Because Alex and I were like, how did it even get in there? There was like, because that was when we started feeding them the wet food. We like threw that food away, or we were going to give it to somebody, and we like opened it and there was like a dead like baby mouse in there, like on top of their food. We had no clue how it got in there, because it was like rolled up and there was like a clip on it and there was no holes in the bag. So maybe it had happened in the garage. I don't know. But anyway. So, a lot of my neighbors have rodents and stuff like that. Well, I've never heard of anybody having a mole, although I think that is what this hole is right here that I've had, like, in the ground. Like, they pushed all this. I think it's a mole hole is what I think. So, I was talking to my neighbor across the street, and I said to her, because we had a mole in our house this morning, or the night before, I can't remember now. I told you guys about it. And I was like, a mole? And I'm thinking, like, Wind of the Willows, like, Moley, you know what I mean? And I go, like a mole? And she goes, yeah. And I go, she goes, it was so weird. I said, did it look like a mole? And I think I said, did it look like a mole from like cartoons and like Wind of the Willows? She goes, exactly like that. And she goes, it was so weird. It was so freaky. And she goes, have you ever seen like a mole like trapped like in a house? Like it can't get out? She goes, no. She's like, it's panicking. And she's like, we were opening like all like the sliding glass doors and everything, trying to get this mole out of the house. She goes, we couldn't get the mole out of the house. It was just like running from us. She's like, we couldn't get near it. She's like, I didn't know how to get out of the door. It was like very confused. I was like, what happened? She goes, we finally got it out of the back door, and then it ran off towards the lake. She goes, but it was scared to death, this house. I go, how did a mole get into your house? She goes, I have no idea. She goes, we're thinking like maybe somewhere, because their basement isn't finished either. And so she's like, we're thinking maybe like underground from the, I have no idea, from the basement or something like that. Now, I've never had a mole yet. in our house. But in our basement, I swear to God, there's like, for years, there's been like, and Laura said the same thing. There's been, we share like a wall in our basement. I mean, I can't hear it. It's concrete. But I can't hear her through there. I can hear her in the garage. Anyway, but there are like crickets or grasshopper. I think they're crickets. Because like I'll be in the basement. Like now I don't hear them like this late in the year. But in the spring and summer, like if I'm in the basement, they're like, like I hear the crickets in the basement. It's so weird. So anyway, and every once in a while I'll see one like jump. Like it looks like a grasshopper, but it's a cricket. Basically it looks like the same thing, I guess, right? But I'll see one like, they're real small. I'll see one like jump across like, so I've looked all over that basement to see like where they're like, do they have a nest down here? Like what is it? And I looked it up online. I did tell you guys about this because I looked it up online and it said that they like crickets and grasshoppers and stuff like warm like environments, and that must be why they like the basement. I don't know where they are, but anyway, I haven't seen one in forever. Stink bugs, though, oh my God, in Indiana are so bad. Alex and I'll be like sitting there watching TV, and we'll like look up at the curtain, and he'll be like, "There's a stink bug on the curtain," and I'll get up with paper towel and take it outside. Because if you like kill them, which I don't kill a lot of bugs anyway. I'm not that severe with my animal rights issues that I wouldn't, but with stink bugs, supposedly, if you like kill one of them, then they smell real bad. I haven't found that to be true, but I try to like take them outside. And did he text me back yet? He said he's leaving the office now. Good, I'll get in my walk early tonight. So anyway, oh yeah, so I'm thinking about like maybe ordering. So sometimes like if I take my walk, like I will time the dinner to get here, like right as I'm showing up coming back from my walk. And it also makes me walk longer because I'll be like, okay, the food won't be there yet anyway, so I can't like go home yet. But I'm thinking about pasta tonight. I'm not somebody that just usually eats just like plain spaghetti. I won't eat meat in it, obviously, as a vegetarian, but just like a marinara sauce. But for some reason, did Caroline say something to me about that today? Oh, shoot. You know what? Nikki had sent me something from Trader Joe's that I did want to try. I told her it looked gross. God, this was so many days ago, I'll never find it. Let me look in the pictures and see. Here it is. Found it right away. Whipped cream cheese spread. Everything but the pizza cream cheese from Trader Joe's. And I told her I thought it sounded gross. And she goes, I think it sounds good. I was like, well, maybe it does sound good. I don't know. So I was going to try it, but I forgot to go to. Caroline's like, do you need to go to Trader Joe's? I was like, I don't. I knew if I went, I'd buy a bunch of candles today. And I bought candles at Kohl's. Which, by the way, I was looking at my receipt, because my receipt, Kohl's was kind of expensive today, and I was like, what did I buy at Kohl's? I bought like 4 candles and 4 wax melts, and I knew the wax melts were like $3 each, and I knew my bill was like $36. She charged me, like, I think it was like 1 or 2 extra candles. They were the cheapest candles, so I'm not going to, like, take it back and throw a fit over it. She was super, super nice, but I was like, that's kind of interesting. Anyway. But I was like talking to her while she was doing it, so she probably just got confused. And then I was like, or did I have, because I had so many candles in my hand, I thought to myself, then I was like, did I have 2 bags? I may have left, actually, a bag with 2 candles in Caroline's car, and I just don't know it. I sometimes do that. Like, she'll get home and she'll text. She had to go downtown before she went home tonight, and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just going to watch TV tonight. But, she'll get home sometimes because she like gets everything out of her back seat, and she'll be like, oh, did you know you left this bag? And I'll be like, oh, I totally forgot. Next week, in case I forget, we're doing Wednesday again, same time. It's the first week of November that she can't do. I have to pick a day. But now she can't do one day, so it's going to have to definitely be like, I can't remember which, Tuesday or Thursday. Anyway. And then we were talking today about Thanksgiving and Christmas and what she's going to do. And then she was like, well, something about Christmas Eve, and I said, because our one stepson's coming home, and he's coming home like early in December, not over Christmas because of his work schedule. And I said, Caroline, we don't usually do something for Christmas Eve anyway, because I'm usually with Alex's family. I said, you're more than welcome to, I mean, like, Alex's mom would love to have you guys over there. She's like, oh, thank you. And she was like, didn't we do that last year? And I said, no, it was like the 21st that we went over to Alex's mom's house. It was like, I don't know, some spiritual day in Venezuela or something like that that she did at her house. That was actually a really fun day. So I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, if they don't do anything for Christmas Eve, then yeah. I said, Caroline, we can do something. She goes, well, it's going to be really small this year. So her other stepson and his wife do stuff with her parents. Not like his wife's parents. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day morning. So Caroline's like, it'll just be like Mike and I and David and his girlfriend. So she was like, oh, but David and his girlfriend are doing something with her family on Christmas Eve. So she's like, well, maybe Mike and I'll just go out to dinner. I said, well, we'll go out to dinner with you guys on Christmas Eve. It'd be fun. We'll, do a little foursome over there, a little double date. That'd be kind of fun, don't you think? She's like, or maybe we'll just watch movies at home and get pizza. She does so much. Caroline goes out so many nights a week. I told her today, I mean, she loves it, but I was like, she goes on so many weekend trips and stuff like that. I'm like, girl, I don't know how you keep up with it. I would be exhausted. I do one thing a week and I'm like, I mean, halfway through the day today, I was like, I'm ready to be home. I was tired. So anyway, I saw this delivery truck and this reminded me. You guys know my cup that I got, the Corksicle and Rifle cup. So I ordered it online and it was supposed to come, hold on a second. It was supposed to come last Tuesday. It was last Tuesday the 7th. It was supposed to be here by the 7th. Because I was like hesitant to order it because it was like $35 and it has like maybe 38 and it had like $3 difference. It has like witches and broomsticks and moons and stuff on it. It was really cute and I love that mug that I got at Sullivan's for the summer. Yeah, it was last Tuesday the 7th. That's the one it was supposed to be here by. Well, the other night I was like, I think it was last night. I was like, why is that mug not here yet? Like, it's almost Halloween, like we're not almost, but I mean, we're halfway through October and I wanted to use, I mean, I'm not going to use it in Christmas, right? And then I was like, well, don't look into it. Just keep, whenever it comes, keep it. It's now like estimated delivery. It was like November 5th or 6th or 7th or something like that. And then it was like, or you can cancel it. And I was like, I'm canceling it. I was like, I didn't even, if I hadn't looked, it wouldn't have even come till after Halloween, and I would have forgotten about it. I was like, no, I'm canceling that. I'll just get another cup next year. So I'm glad I got that Boo cup, because I would have been so upset if, like, when it finally came, I'd have been like, well, I don't want to use this in November. Who wants to use a Halloween cup in November? I mean, I love Halloween, but, I mean, I'm ready for Christmas this year. I am really ready for, like, Christmas and coziness and all that kind of stuff. I bought some Christmas candles today, but I'm going to start burning them, I think, already, because they're just like apple scents and stuff like that. But anyway, I got candles at Kohl's. Okay, so Caroline today was like, what do you want to do? I didn't really have anything to do, and I thought she'd have a bunch of errands. I just want to get out of the house and run around with her. So I was like, I don't really have anything to do. I said, if you get done early, I'd like to go to Dick's Sporting Goods. I said, I need some clothes. I said, I'm so between sizes right now. Like, I'm between like a large and an extra large. Like extra large is like really big on me, but then like some large is too small for me. And so I'm like, I'm in between sizes right now and I need to try on some stuff. I said I have like 1 or 2 pairs of jeans and a couple pairs of pants. I don't need really pants, but I would like another pair of jeans. I said, I have a couple sweaters. I'm good on sweaters and sweatshirts, but I would like to have some flannel shirts. And I said, and I don't have any coats. Here's the problem with my coats, is that most of my coats are 2XL. So like when I put them on, they're huge on me, which is fine, like to sit out here and be cozy. Like I like a bigger coat. I think that one UGG coat that I bought originally, I think it might be 3XL. But like some of the coats are so huge. You know, to just tool around with Tanya or Alex or something like that, or Caroline even, that's fine. But to go out to dinner or like to go to meetings and whatever, like I want a coat that fits. And also to walk, I need a coat that fits. I don't want to be in this huge baggy coat. I mean, it's not comfortable to like walk fast in. So last night I got online. You know, the worst time to buy a coat is right now because it's full price. So I was like, I love that coat epoxy coat that I got, I got like 2 years ago, the orange and blue one or whatever. I love that coat, but it's not super warm. But it would be a great coat to walk in. So I was like, I tried it on the other night, and it's too big for like a t-shirt. I mean, it's not huge. Like, I could wear it with a t-shirt. But it's too tight for like to have a hoodie underneath it. So it's kind of in between. Patagonia stuff is just always way too slim on me. It's just like, I still have a gut. It's like way too slim on me. North Face usually fits me the best. But I don't like, the only North Face coat that I have is this fleece coat. And last winter I was a lot heavier than I am now, so it still fits. It would fit with like a hoodie or a sweater underneath it, but like, which is like a t-shirt to run out? No, it wouldn't. So I got on Cotopaxi last night, or Cotopaxi, or however you pronounce it, and they're having a sale on a lot of stuff. Not sponsored, but if you like that brand, go check it out. The coat that I have that's all blue, the bright blue one that has a hood on it, They don't have that one on sale. Well, they actually have a cuter one, but they only have it in an extra large. It's $78, which is a steal for that coat. I'm just going to tell you right now. But they had it in black, in large, because I was like, I need a smaller size. So I got it in large. So I got a black. It's all black. And I thought that would be perfect for like walking and stuff like that. Then I got it and I was like, at night, walking at night in all black. Like that was real smart, Peter. And then today I was like, not to walk in, but I need like a plush coat to wear. Like, we're supposed to have a really cold winter, not to walk in, but to like go out to places, you know, whatever. And so I was like, let's go to Dick's Sporting Goods. I honestly thought while I was in there, I might buy like, find a pair of pants or a pair of jeans or some flannel shirts, but everything was so expensive. I realized I am such a clearance rack shopper. I don't love paying full price for stuff. I mean, like, obviously if I'm going to get like a high-end bag or something like that, but I haven't done that in so long. And cologne, you have to on cologne. But like, and I don't usually buy stuff like I have before on like, what is it? Overpriced.com or whatever that. If you buy cologne and stuff like that, it's usually, it expires. It's like not good. So cologne is something I will pay full price for. But I looked and I looked and I looked and I was like, all like these North Face coats and the different coats, the Columbia coats, they all look like very similar. This is where I'm struggling. They all look very similar to stuff I have, but the coats that I have are literally 2 to 3XL. I mean, some of them are so baggy on me, there's like no way. And so I'm like, I don't want to be spending a bunch of money. I'm also fearful, like, what if I put the weight back on? You know, like, I mean, I'm having to keep up walking to just maintain my weight. Like, if it gets really cold and I stop walking, I mean, I could put on another 20 or 30 pounds. I'm not ignorant to that. So that scares me that I'm like, I'm not getting rid of all this stuff, which I've gotten rid of quite a bit of it and donated some clothes because I'm like, what if I put the weight back on again? You know, and like, I hope that I, you know, don't, but like, I don't want to go and buy all this stuff, you know what I mean? So anyway, so I found a coat in there. It's kind of a shinier North Face coat. It's real cute. It's black. They only had black. I was going to get it like in a blue or something, and they only had it in black. So I got that. So I'm good on coats. I really wanted this. It's that Patrick Keel Stewart or whatever brand. I really wanted this blue raincoat. It's like $169. The red one sold out. And I looked at it last night. I kept on looking at it and I looked at it. They're flannel shirts. Has anybody ever bought anything from that brand before? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let me show you. Is it Patrick Keel? It's something Keel. Keel James Patrick. Okay, I love this brand. It's real cute. Like, look at their website. It's like this little like cozy store. Their stuff is super expensive. Caroline was telling me about this website today for men's clothes called Cricket, and I looked it up. I was like, oh, the battery went to the halfway mark. I was like, Caroline, these are $168 shirts. Who's buying a $168 shirt that looks just like a plain shirt? Okay, men's. So they have really, really cute like flannels. Do you see these flannels? Real cute flannels. But they look like something that you would get at Kohl's. Although, when I went to Kohl's today, they had some flannels. They weren't super cute. And they were all like $40 to $60 for the Sonoma brand at Kohl's. I was like, no, I could buy that here. $88. $88 is probably not too bad. But it's not like I'm going to buy 5 or 6 of them. You know? I mean, and those are pretty unique flannels. I love these flannels. They're so cute. But I need to find some discount stuff. But anyway, this is the coat that I really, really want. And I'm like, just buy it because then you'll have it for a couple of years. Can we just talk about these puffy vests, which I know are kind of out, but I think their puffy vests are so cute. Look, they have this like little dog thing on the collar of it. So anyway, but look at this. This is $168. It's called the Old Salt Raincoat. I want this so bad. But I'm like, am I really going to wear it? It's a raincoat. Look at this, the whole family, even the dogs have their raincoats on. You can get it in yellow. Look at the dogs and the raincoats. Those are human raincoats. They don't have the raincoats for dogs. But aren't they so cute? But then they have it in yellow. And they had it in green too, I thought. Oh yeah, they do. They have it in that green, which I kind of like as well, but the blue is probably more me. And they have it in red. The red is sold out. I think it's so cute. Their stuff is so cute, but it's so expensive. I'm like, oh, look at that fleece coat. Vermont Moose Fleece, $178. They have all these colors. So the brand is called Keel James Patrick. Kiel, in case you're interested. I think their stuff's really, really cute. What I need to do is, this is what I need to do. Maybe this is what Caroline and I will do next week, is I need to go to Goodwill or a thrift store, and I need to just look at their flannels, because that's usually where I get the best flannels. So, see, that's like something that, you know what, I have a friend of mine that loves thrift store shopping. I might call her up tonight and be like, do you want to go thrift store shopping one of these days this week? Because that might be a fun little outing for us to do. I just need to go through some thrift stores and find some like old flannels. I don't need to be buying no $188 flannels. That's ridiculous to me. Don't you think? I think that is so ridiculous. I've got a couple flannel shirts in there that still fit. And I like baggier flannel shirts anyway. I like to wear like a t-shirt underneath it with a flannel shirt. But anyway, so we went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I had said Dick's Sporting Goods and Macy's, because Macy's always has great sales. And like half the stuff in Macy's is like half off. And I need to get, like, for the sweaters, I need to get 2 white collared shirts that I can just have. The camera stopped. So that I can just have, so that if we have to go to something like a dressy dinner or event, then I'm set. I'm ready to go. I've got my outfit. I need to buy those. But we were at Dick's Sporting Goods. That's when I started getting tired. And I was like, so we were in there, and Caroline got, I can't say, she got some Christmas presents in there today. And so she was looking, and I was like upstairs looking at the coats and stuff like that. Then I came downstairs. There's a brand there. I can't remember what it's called. It's like 4 letters, VRCA or something like that I like. So I was looking at stuff, and it's just like everything was so expensive, and it was so and I didn't love anything except for this North Face coat I really, really liked. And so I was like, and it was kind of a bit pricey. I think it was like $200. I mean, it's not super pricey, but I mean, it's not like a Moncler coat for $1,200, but it was, I mean, I bought enough coats through the years, you know what I mean? But I was like, no, this is gonna be like my main coat this winter, so I'll, you know, buy this coat. But then I was like, Caroline's like, do you want to go to Macy's? Because it's right next door. And I was like, I really don't. Like, I'm not in the mood to try stuff on. I said, I know they'll have good sales. I said, can we go to Kohl's? I said, because Kohl's, like, I went a couple years ago, and I bought a bunch of flannels that were really, really cute. And I was like, and I remember the flannels being like 70% off, and maybe it was because it was like off season or something, I don't know. But I was like, I remember the flannels being like 15 or 16 bucks. And I was like, oh, I can get like 5 or 6 flannels. I can wear them with jeans or khakis. I can cute coat, you know, hoodie with them. We went to Kohl's. I was so disappointed. Their men's clothes section was crap. It was literally like all like, they had a couple things that were Izod that were cute. Not Lacoste, Izod, and I don't love that brand. But all, like Sonoma, the Kohl's brand, like all their stuff just, it was not cute flannel stuff. And it was real expensive. It was like $40 to $60 like for a flannel shirt. And it was not like great material, and I just was not impressed with it at all. Caroline actually, she thought a couple of the shirts were cute. And I was like, I just don't see myself wearing that at all. There was one shirt they had that was like a Christmas, it would be cute for Christmas. It was like a sled and all this kind of stuff. And she was like, it was like a photograph. And she was like, would you really wear that? I said, yeah, for Christmas, I think it's kind of cute. But it was like 50 bucks. And I looked at her and I said, if I was, because I needed a belt too, because the only belt that like I'm using right now is this black belt that I wore for the suit that I had for the wedding. And I said, I need a belt. So I got this Levi's belt there. It was $36. And now I know this belt that I'm wearing right now, that I think is Calvin Klein, was cheaper than that at Macy's. So we're standing there, and I'm looking around, and I'm so disappointed because I just want to get some things. And get kind of excited about wearing some cute clothes. And I said to her, I go, we should have just gone to Macy's, because they would have had all kinds of cute stuff. She goes, well, do you want to go back to Macy's? I was like, no, I'm kind of ready to get home at this point. I said, we can go to Macy's next week. It's still going to be warm this week. So I said, I've got enough stuff. I said, just part of it is too, once I go through this closet, I'm going to be like, oh, I have all this stuff that fits. Because I still try stuff on, and I'm like, there are so many things I try on that I'm like, okay, these are still inspiration jeans. They just do not fit over my thighs still. I mean, they just don't, you know what I mean? And but I'm doing spaghetti tonight, and I don't know where, but I'm doing, maybe, you know what I haven't done for a long time? It's because they got rid of, they had like the best garlic bread in the entire world, and they got rid of it. Maggiano's. I haven't done Maggiano's in so long. Maybe I'll do Maggiano's in a salad tonight with some bread on the side. Oh my God. And have it ordered right when I come home, then take my shower afterwards and put my cozy pajamas on. I gotta watch Below Deck Mediterranean. So last night I watched Dragula. I'm loving this season of Dragula. If you don't know what Dragula is like RuPaul's Drag Race, but it's like Spooky Queens. I think it's better than RuPaul's Drag Race, honestly. And it's hosted by the Boulay brothers that were like part of the club scene in New York, like way back in the day. And they've done these events for years. I think this is their this is their second or third All-Star season. And like their 7th or 8th. I don't know, maybe their 10th season total. I don't know. But anyway, I love it. So I watched that last night. This week's, they do these bands like once a season where they put these bands together. That's not my favorite episode. But they did the bands last night. I still love the show. Then, that was when I ate after my walk. Then I took a shower. Then I took a nap. I'm like, I don't really remember much more about that. When I got up, I talked to Nikki for a long time on the phone. Tanya and I talked for a long time on the phone last night. She's so exhausted from work. I feel so bad. And she was like, if you really wanted to go to a meeting, we could have gone tonight. I said, babe, no, I'm not. Because, I said something about the Covered Bridge Festival. And she said, so one of her nieces lives close to Rockville where the Covered Bridge Festival is. And she goes, she even asked me if I wanted to come down there and stay overnight. She's like, I am just Peter. She's like, I am B from Fall Break. Like, I've been at the kennel every day and stuff like that. And she was like, but if you really want to go to the meeting tonight, I was like, girl, no. I said, I know how tired you are. Because she and her husband and son her son was over, and so she made them dinner, and they were just sitting there watching. They were catching up on Survivor, An Amazing Race. I said, Tanya, you're so tired. No. And she was like, yeah, but we could have just like ran out. I said, no, like you're too tired. You need to rest up. I said, we can do next week. She's like, well, next Tuesday. I said, are you going to be out of town? She's like, no, next Tuesday I can definitely do. And I said, and she's like, and so the Covered Bridge Festival, I'm not going at all this year. And I said, okay. She goes, but like maybe this week or weekend we can, get together and just go have coffee or something. I was like, that's fine. I felt so bad for her. She was like, she just sounded so tired on the phone. But we talked for a long time last night. She was telling me about The Intruder, and we were talking about the BTK Killer show. So I talked to Tanya last night, talked to Nikki. Then I read my book, The 31st Trick-or-Treater. And then, what did I watch after that? Matlock, Elsbeth, and yes, I do know about what's going on with Matlock. I was actually going to make a drama video about it, and I thought, I don't know if anybody's going to be interested or not. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, somebody messaged me about it. That's how I found out about it, I think. Or commented on a video, maybe. I didn't know anything about it, and I looked it up. But the guy that plays one of the legal assistants that works with, like, Maddie Matlock, he, on the show, in real life, he was, by the person that plays his partner on the show, the woman, he was accused of, like, harassment. I don't know a whole lot about it. I was going to look into it. But apparently, I mean, he was fired from the show and everything. He was on the episode, and I guess they're, like, rewriting him off the show. I feel like several of the episodes would have been... I haven't started watching Elsbeth. Ghost comes back this week, too. Oh, my God. I've got Ghost, Elsbeth. Mel's, like, almost done with the season of Only Murders in the Building. I've got Tasked. I've got so many shows to watch tonight. Oh, I know what I did last night. I finished season 4 of Shetland, and I started season 5. I was like, I was going to watch a movie. Why do I feel like I did watch a movie last night? I was going to watch that Vicious. Did I watch some movie last night? I don't think I did. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, it's good to see you. Oh, you know why? Because I was online doing that shopping stuff, and I was looking at other stuff too. There was something else. I was looking at that code, that James Kilpatrick code. Forever, I was looking at everything on their website, see what was on sale and stuff like that. None of it was really that great on sale. That's why I got started watching my shows. Because then I read... Why do I feel like I watched something and took notes on it last night? Did I? Let me look at my weekly TV. Do you know it starts on the 17th, which means it comes out tomorrow night at 3 a.m. It's The Perfect Neighbor. I really want to watch that on Netflix. What did I watch last night? Did I start Dragula and then not finish it until after I got done reading? Maybe that's what. I don't remember. Anyway, I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of Shetland last night. I'm like so in love with that show, you guys. Like, it is probably... It's a happy... Or it's a close second to Happy Valley. I'm almost kind of more invested in the personal stories of Shetland now than I am Happy Valley. If you guys have other shows like that, please recommend them to me. I'm so into Shetland. I'm so into the life of Jimmy Perez. And so he has a daughter named Cassie. Like, when it starts, she's in high school. She's like in college now. She's left college. All these different things happen. But his wife was married before him. And why can't I think of the guy's name all of a sudden? The whole last season was all about him. Anyway, why can't I think of his name? This is going to drive me crazy. They say I'm like thinking about his daughter saying. Anyway, so he and his wife, so when they got married, his daughter was like 3, the detective. And so he takes care of his daughter. But her biological father is his wife who's passed away, her first husband. So it's such a cute concept for a show. So the biological father and the stepfather that raised her, they're like her 2 dads that like raised her together. And they're close. They're really close too. So like a lot of times, and like the biological dad is kind of like just a shit. And so he cheats on his wife a lot. And so he'll show up at the detective, Jimmy Perez's house, and he'll be like, can I just like stay here, you know, shack up on your couch for a couple nights? And he's like, yeah, did you leave her again? And stuff like, is she mad at you again? Stuff like that. Is his name Nathan? Why can't I think of his name? Oliver? Shetland cast. Let me look it up. Here it is. Oh shit. This guy, Mark Bonner. He's actually a good looking guy. I think the guy that plays Jimmy Perez is good looking too. But this does not look like him. Douglas Herschel. Duncan Hunter, that's his name on the show. So I watched that last night. I just love Shetland. I was telling Tanya about it last night. I thought she had watched it. She hasn't. And I was like, we were talking about how like the acting on BritBox is just so fantastic. But Shetland is like these islands, the North Scotland, the battery is dying. But anyway, I just want to live in all the houses on Shetland. They're all like, one side of them overlooks like fields with sheep, and the other side is like coasts. Like over the coast. It's just gorgeous. Okay, the battery's flashing me, so I gotta get off here. I'm just gonna rest and relax tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow, obviously. I have therapy, I'm gonna film some videos, and that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, and then I'll be vlogging with you guys. So I hope you're having a magically amazing Wednesday. Let me know what you're doing in the comment section below. If you made it to this part, put a Christmas emoji, because Christmas is coming. Anyway, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.